Welcome back to CBS Mornings. And first, something you already know. For the past 2 decades, more people have used Google to explore the internet than any other search engine. And of course, telling people to Google it, well, that is part of our everyday vocabulary. But now that dominance could be challenged by breakthroughs in artificial intelligence. Microsoft has unveiled some of the most powerful AI ever made public just yesterday, and it's incorporating that into its Bing search engine and also its Edge web browser. We got to visit the company's headquarters before that big announcement for a never-before-seen demonstration of this new technology. And we also spoke with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella about the future of AI and what he says about an AI co-pilot for all of us. We come to Microsoft to see what all the talk is about, this new technology that could apparently reinvent the way you use the web.
What are we looking at?
We are looking at the brand new Bing.
And with a little help from Divya Kumar, a Bing marketing executive, we see this really is something different.
It's looking across the web, pulling in the collective knowledge that it has, and it's synthesizing and distilling the answer.
Right.
Along with the usual search results, we also get a summary written by Microsoft's new AI-powered Bing.
Can we ask it a follow-up question?
Absolutely.
And in a new feature simply called Chat, the system turns even complex questions into conversational answers.
Look at that. Wow.
A complete multi-part personalized calculation of my gas cost, for example, for a family road trip.
That's amazing.
And Microsoft is building Chat into its Edge browser as well, offering users a tool that can summarize and even analyze something as complex as a warranty for a major appliance.
Says, I'm sorry to hear that your washer is not working.
Unfortunately, using dish soap in your washer may not be covered under the warranty, as it can be considered misuse or abuse of the product, which it definitely would be.
And I'm going to do generate.
It's a kind of co-pilot, as Microsoft puts it, something that can help you write.
Isn't that wonderful?
Honestly, it's at the level of a lot of food magazines.
Or even launch a full job search, finding companies that are hiring.
Dear hiring manager.
And writing the cover letter, too.
It's a great starting point.
Hello.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
It's great to meet you.
For Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, it's all a generational chance to put his company back on top when it comes to innovation.
We clearly are in a kind of arms race when it comes to AI. It seems like everybody is coming out with new products this year. Where is this going?
Well, as you said, it's a new race, and it's a new race in the most important software category, or the largest software category in search. Let's face it. Google dominates it. We are thrilled to be here launching Bing to compete.
Microsoft developed the technology in partnership with OpenAI, the creators of the viral sensation ChatGPT. But while the new Bing is much more powerful than its predecessor, it's also far from perfect.
That didn't work.
We notice at times it can be slow and unresponsive. And on at least 2 occasions, it seems to not only get things wrong, but make things up.
But this one's a little bit weird. North Carolina's in the wrong direction.
First, it suggests a stop in Dunn, North Carolina, 500 miles out of our way, when we asked for guidance on a drive from New York to Cape Cod. We tell Bing that doesn't work.
Oops, you're right. I'm sorry for the mistake. I meant to say Dunn, Connecticut.
And that's actually really valuable feedback.
Look
for
at
the
that.
chat.
Amazing.
Or so it seemed, until we later discovered that the restaurant definitely isn't in Dunn, Connecticut, because Dunn, Connecticut does not exist. And we are amazed at how quickly it suggests a job for a plumber in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Dutton Plumbing, $45 an hour sounds pretty great.
But once again, we later find no record of any Dutton Plumbing in the area.
Can we ask it, can I trust you?
In fact, as the bot readily admits, this generation of AI is not yet to be trusted. I sometimes make mistakes, it warns us. Double check the facts.
Is this ready? Are you confident for wide release?
Look, the only way for any new technology to be really perfected is to be in the market with real human feedback. If anything, in particular with AI, it has to get aligned with human preferences, both personally and societally, in terms of the norms. And that's why we want to launch it. We want to have all the safety. We want to have all of the things that will make sure that no harms are created, but we need it out there in the real world.
We had hoped to test how the new search handles the risk of misinformation and bias. But that's when an off-camera executive stepped in.
I would say that's probably not the best thing in our beta that we're running today.
He asked us to leave the entire topic of guardrails to their CEO, who told us the model had been trained with safety as a top priority.
So if you ask it to help you do something illegal, what are you saying? It will not respond?
It will not. And if it does, we will immediately do takedown.
Another concern is bias. How can you even begin to control or police that in chat?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing again. And today, when you search on the web, you get what's available on the web. You know, this is where human agency is at a premium. You will always be able to trip any new AI model because you prompted it. So I think we should start with the responsibility each of us as users have to take. And yes, we will have many, many mechanisms to ensure that nothing biased, nothing harmful gets generated.
And then I have to ask, and I sound a little bit silly, I feel a little bit silly even contemplating it, but some very smart people ranging from Elon Musk to Sam Altman, who I just saw in the hallway here, your partner at OpenAI, have raised the specter of AI somehow going wrong in a way that is lights out for humanity. You're nodding your head. You've heard this too.
Yeah.
Is that a real concern? And if it is, what are we doing?
Look, runaway AI is, if it happens, it's a real problem. And so the way to sort of deal with that is to make sure it never runs away. And so that's why I look at it and say, let's start with, before we even talk about alignment and safety and all of these things that one should do with AI, let's talk about the context in which AI is used. I think about like the first set of categories in which we should use these powerful models are where humans unambiguously, unquestionably are in charge. And so as long as we sort of start there, characterize these models, make these models more safe, and over time much more explainable, then we can think about other forms of usage. But let's not have it run away.
The car of humanity is at a crossroads. To the left is dystopia, to the right is utopia. The blinker is on. Which way is it pointing?
It's utopia.
He's excited, and I know I believe him. I share that excitement as well. I think there's an amazing opportunity here, but they know that this thing is still got some kinks to work out. And what they're doing actually is inviting the public to get on board, try it, test it, and that will actually make it better. So people can sign up for early access, and I think they should. This is very interesting.
Yeah, and that's why I applaud Microsoft and Satya Nadella in particular. I know him to be a smart, thoughtful, really compassionate leader, because most companies won't let you come in and see as they're working out the kinks. And just say, come on in and show it to you and say, look, we're still working on it. I found that very fascinating. I'm going to have to take back my yikes.
Yeah.
Because I think I found that so interesting and so fascinating.
Yeah. No.
I got to say, to your point of runaway AI, I'm glad it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm cool with it not being perfect. But what I saw and what you showed us today, I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And nothing's perfect in the beginning. There are always kinks in
There are always
Are
kinks.
there not?
Always, of course, yeah. Not usually this big. I mean, making up a town in Connecticut is a pretty big deal. But, you know, people should just be aware when they're using this, it's going to sound authoritative. And it's coming from Microsoft. You're going to want to trust it, but it's telling you don't trust it. So when you ask it for medical advice, don't believe it at first, you know? When it's the financial advice, be careful. We're at a stage where this is the future, but the future is not ready for us yet.
Very fascinating.
That was eye-opening. Thank you for that.
He gives very few interviews. How'd you get that, Tony?
I think it's because of you, Gayle King. No, I don't know.
No, it definitely wasn't because of me.
No.
Definitely wasn't because of me.
You know, we do a very good job on this show of explaining complex things. This is a brand new day, and I think we laid it out for people.
Yeah, that was fascinating to watch.
It was. Well
Thank you for that.